Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. This is a show where we talk about movies, TV, comic books, sci-fi, fantasy. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. I am your host, Sean McGahee, and with me today on this lovely Wednesday afternoon is Mr. Joshua Del Angel. Hello, Josh.
What's up, everybody? And you say afternoon, it's early in the morning, man.
Did I say afternoon? I meant morning.
Way too early.
By the time I post this, it will be afternoon, so I'm trying to think ahead of time, you know? It's like when...
radio time.
When late shows, they film in the afternoon, but they air at night, so it's the magic of, you know, production and media and stuff like that, right?
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, we are doing this Wednesday morning, guys. We couldn't get to it yesterday, so we're trying to fit this into our busy schedule. Josh is a busy man these days between work and school, so we're glad he could fit us in here on this early morning of Wednesday.
Hell yeah, man. This is my chance to vent.
Yes, exactly. That's why I love doing this show, man. It's time to vent. How's your week been going, man? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, very good weekend. Valentine's Day weekend went smoothly, awesome.
Woo!
I got my love and affection, and all plans went well. And I guess this week has been, like you said, it's been busy.
Oh,
busy,
yeah, man. It seems like, just from your schedule you've been talking about, I feel like it's been busy as well. Yesterday, Lisa and I went house shopping, of course. So pretty soon we'll be doing this from a new location.
Yeah.
Updated studio or whatever.
Sound studio, right?
I wish, man. There's one house we were looking at. It's got like a shed in the back. And I'm like, man, I could take that, soundproof the walls.
Oh.
We can make that into a studio. That'd be cool. Get some better sound. Because I'm trying to improve the quality, of course, of the sound that we do. So whatever I can do to help would be good. But there was one thing. It's funny. I'm always the type of guy. I've always had this kind of niche. Whenever I walk into somebody's house or apartment, the first thing I do is look at their movie collection. So you're going around and you're looking at houses or whatever, and some of them are still lived in, right?
Yeah.
So you can't help but look at everybody else's stuff. So yesterday I walk into this house, and there's a kid's bedroom, which has got a lot of Winnie Pooh stuff, but also a couple superhero things. I'm like, all right, that's cool. So then I'm walking around, you know, looking at the house and stuff like that, and there's this cabinet or drawer or shelf or whatever, and the bottom shelf, behind a bunch of crap, I spot some graphic novels. Nice. I'm like, all right, cool, man. You know, I don't want to be obvious because I don't want to look like I'm being nosy or whatever.
Just work my way over
there.
there.
But I got to look and see what the guy's got, right?
Agreed.
Okay. So I go over there and I kind of peek down. I'm like, all right, he's got maybe 10 or so. So the ones I remember, he's got a Essential Spider-Man, which is kind of a bigger book. It's pretty good. Then he's got the Earth 1, Superman, and Batman graphic novels. Okay. I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then he's got a couple of G.I. Joe graphic novels. So at that point, I'm like, okay, I love G.I. Joe. I'm a child of the 80s. I watched G.I. Joe. I still love watching the animated cartoon. I've never read a G.I. Joe graphic novel that I like. So this guy spent money actually to keep one of these G.I. Joe graphic novels. And I'm just like, I can't buy this house from this guy. He has no good taste.
They must have had an effect on him, man. I mean, maybe he's a post-military guy, and that was his outlet, right?
No. You don't. No, I don't think so, man. I saw pictures too. He's not military at all. So, but yeah. So
I was trying to help him out.
But yeah, that's just part of my niche where I go into somebody's house and I immediately have to look at their comic books or their movies, because I used to walk into people's like house or apartment during college, and I immediately look at their DVDs and be like, well, they have Bring It On. I can't be friends with this person.
Wow. So I think you're reaching a whole new level of geekdom.
That's what it is. Well, when I usually meet somebody, I ask them first. I said, hey, name me a couple of your favorite movies, or name me a couple of your favorite TV shows. And if any of their shows are reality shows, nope.
So what's the quickest way to read somebody or to find out something? Find out about the person you're meeting. Just ask them a graphic novel.
Exactly. Oh, ask them what movies or whatever who's their favorite superhero?
Yeah, definitely.
Just tell me that.
I can agree with that.
If they say Batman, they're pretty lame.
I'm pretty proud of my movie collection.
Yeah.
I even asked Amber recently if we could expand it out to the next shelf that's close by. She said no. Strictly no. The movies will stay here.
That's when you got to start being harsh and like picking and choosing, man. You're like, okay, I really want to buy this movie, but I got to take something out if I do. So that's why you get.
I'm coming to that point. No.
I'm about to come to that point. My cabinet's getting pretty full now, so we'll see how that goes. But okay, enough yammering. We got to get going because we got a lot to talk about and we're short on time.
Lots of news.
So this weekend, Deadpool came out and it blew away the box office, okay? Last year, 50 Shades of Grey set the February record for opening weekend with about $95 million. Deadpool came in this weekend at 135, shattering all expectations, especially for an R-rated superhero film. Okay? They're already talking sequel. They're already talking about other movies they might make rated R, such as X-Force or the third Wolverine film.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that next week because that's coming up. I got to expand on that a little more. But there are other people who looks like will not be able to see Deadpool because Uzbekistan has now banned the film following China. Now, so Uzbekistan said we don't screen Deadpool as it has an age restriction and is not in line with ethical norms in our society. Now, of course, last month China decided to ban the film. In a decision stated that the country's censors tried to work with Fox on a cut of the film that would remove the objectionable material, but doing so would create too many plot problems. Now, I've seen the film. I like it. I don't think it's one of the best superhero films ever. Not my top 10, maybe top 20. But I liked it. I'll probably buy it when it comes to Blu-ray. Very enjoyable film. Josh, you got to go see it, of course.
Yeah.
Definitely. I didn't see anything that bad about the film. Yes, it had a couple of sets of boobs. It had a lot of foul language and a lot of bloody violence. But compared to other movies I've seen, I don't see what the big deal is. The only thing I can think of is the fact that it's an R-rated superhero film.
Yeah.
So Friday, I post something on Facebook about how, Deadpool, it's got nudity and violence and lots of strong language, and you should not take your kids to see the superhero film. And then my in-law texted back, or messaged back, and he's like, I'm reading this message just as I'm sitting down with my kids to watch Deadpool. I'm like, oh man, no. And that's what it is. Because, and even when I went and saw the film, there were quite a few kids there too. Huh. So that's the thing, is like, parents are like, oh, it's a superhero film, so it's a kid film. No, it's rated R, for God's sake. Do some freaking parenting, okay?
And that's exactly what I think it asks for. It demands. This movie is groundbreaking, man. This movie is one of the first ones that is it's a superhero movie that is rated R. And so far up to this point, you've had Marvel packaging these superhero movies as a movie for everybody. And this is one of the first, man.
They think they're all Marvel Studio films now, and they're not. Just like Man of Steel or probably Batman v Superman, those are not going to be like Marvel Studio, funny, kid-friendly films.
And they're not packaged with a bow for kids. They're...
I mean, the rated R is there for a reason, people, okay?
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, as a parent myself, I sometimes have to watch what, Nora's is looking at. And even when I'm sitting there watching something, some of the stuff that I watch in front of her might be a little questionable. But the really stuff that I know she shouldn't be watching, I don't watch when she's in the room or when she's asleep. It's called parenting, people, okay? So Uzbekistan and China, get your butts off those couches, do some goddamn parenting, okay? And let the rest of the people in your country enjoy the freaking movie, because it's fabulous.
Hey, so let me ask you this: Is there any propaganda in the film at all? Because it kind of made me feel like why China disbanded?
No, not really.
You think it's strictly violence?
The only thing it really hurts is Hugh Jackman, because he is poking fun at Hugh Jackman the entire film. It's hilarious, man. You got to see this film.
Wolverine or Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman, actually.
Wow.
There's a really funny scene towards the end, but I really don't want to ruin it for you. Okay. But really, he's poking fun of the X-Men franchise.
Okay.
There are several times where he takes digs at like actors and characters in the X-Men franchise. It's hilarious, man. It's really cool. So, all right. So moving on from there, because like I said, we got a lot to go on. I need you to give me an update on The Walking Dead, because apparently there was an awesome episode this last weekend. I don't watch The Walking Dead, so that's why I have you on the show. It's your one job. Let's see how good you are at your job. Go.
Only the best Walking Dead episode I've seen in a long time.
Do you want to give some spoilers, or?
I can. A lot of people died. I can promise you your favorite characters are still alive. They're so alive that I was ready to pop out of my seat. I felt like I watched this whole episode standing up.
So it's kind of like almost like a Game of Thrones Red Wedding kind of thing?
It was. This would be Walking Dead's Red Wedding, but imagine throw in action, throw in heroes kicking ass and doing well. What I loved about this episode is it was zombies versus man. Cut all the BS, cut all the drama. It was good old-fashioned zombie killing. Who's a badass? Who's going to sacrifice themselves for the greater good? It was an awesome episode from start to finish.
I like that because, there have been people who have said, like I said, I don't watch the show, but people have said that there's not enough action in the film. But I like it because when you get episodes like that, where it's a build-up, like you have those slower episodes where you get to know the characters, and then when the action comes up and death is a possibility, you care more about it, I think. Exactly.
And there were a few occasions where you really were on the edge of the seat. You thought we were so close to losing key characters. And I honestly was, a few occasions during the episode, I was preparing myself mentally, okay, we almost lost Glenn. We thought we lost Glenn. We're about to lose him now. And guess what? Something comes out of nowhere and saves the day. So it's just, man, a great episode from start to finish. It got me super excited for the rest of this season. And like I said, it was zombies, man. It was zombie killing at its best. Slashing, dicing, you name it, blowing up.
So what do you think the show's going to go from here? Where do you think the characters are going to go from here? Do you think there are going to be major repercussions? Do you think everyone's going to try to move on peacefully? Or do you think some people are going to really mess up?
One thing this episode did was kind of reestablish itself with the comic book. People I've read a few articles that people were saying it was straying away from the comic book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they were doing their own thing. This one got it right back on track with the comic book. So at this point, I feel like I could rely. You're gonna start seeing some new villains. You're gonna, you almost can predict it with the comic book now, which is very awesome, very cool, in my opinion.
Awesome. All right. Well, moving on to a show that we both watch, Game of Thrones had a teaser for its upcoming 6th season that comes out in April. I was waiting for this all day. I was looking forward to it, especially after they released a few images from the upcoming season. And this trailer, basically, you're in the House of the Black and White with all the heads on the wall, and you're seeing people who have died, mainly Starks, with them putting out some quotes as you see their faces. And then you see Jon Snow, who, spoiler alert, is the most recent character at the end of Season 5 to fall. But then you also see heads of people who are actually still alive in the show, which makes you believe that, maybe they're not just showing dead people, and of course feeds into the theory that maybe Jon Snow isn't dead yet either. Let me start off by saying I was disappointed with this teaser. Because they showed us actual pictures the day beforehand, I thought we were going to get actual scenes from Season 6, and we didn't. We just got quotes from dead people. So in that instance, I wasn't too happy with it. What do you think?
Again, disappointment. But at this, honestly, to be fair, I was going to be disappointed with anything shorter than a 5-minute trailer. I really wanted to see. I'm anxious, man. I'm trying to figure out when does it start again.
April, I think mid-April, something like that.
I want this year to go by fast.
Of course, yeah. I just went online actually. I had about $40 left of Amazon gift cards from Christmas that I still didn't spend. And I've been waiting. I'm like, maybe I should spend this on Game of Thrones Season 5 Blu-ray. And I thought about it. I'm like, well, I'll wait, maybe see if the price jumps down, towards closer to it or whatever. And I'm like, forget it, I'll just do it. So I just spent, yesterday I ordered Season 5 on Blu-ray. So that'll come the day it comes out as well, which will be awesome. That's actually on March 15th. Now, a couple days later, on March 18th, we get a special something as well, that courtesy of Netflix, which is Daredevil Season 2, March 18th. I love it's March 18th because it's the day after St. Patrick's Day. It's always my hangover day, so I can just sit around and watch Daredevil, hopefully.
Did you request off for that day?
Not yet. I'm debating whether I want to take a vacation for St. Patty's like I usually do, or just take a couple days off. I don't know. We'll wait and see about that. But another trailer that came out was the full-length trailer for Season 2 of Daredevil on Netflix. And in this one, it's really featuring Punisher, a.k.a. Frank Castle, played by John Bernthal. And then we also get to see some of Matt Murdock's, played by Charlie Cox, a.k.a. Daredevil, and kind of his questioning of faith as this new character comes to town, starts killing criminals, and Matt is kind of torn of whether or not it's the right thing to do or not, whether he should stop him, and really questioning his ideology a little bit. In the trailer as well, we get to see Eldon Henson return as Foggy Nelson, Deborah Ann Wool return as Karen Page, and Rosario Dawson return as Claire Temple. Now, at the very end of the trailer, we actually got to see the other new character in this season, which is LD Hyung's, I know I mispronounced that, sorry, as Elektra. And it kind of teased her at the end there and said that the part 2 of this trailer will come out February 25th, which I'm assuming is going to feature Elektra's storyline, because this one really heavily featured Punisher. I'm sure the next one will feature Elektra a lot more. What'd you think, bud?
I think she's so sexy. I think I'm in love with her already.
Already? After one line?
One line and I'm already in love.
That's right.
Man, I thought they did a great job casting.
You know,
that's the first thought.
like I told you, man, after that disappointing Game of Thrones trailer, the next day we get this, and I was totally happy with it.
This made it all better. This made my boo-boo go away, man.
And you know what's weird, though? Because then I was thinking, too, I was like, man, you got Punisher versus Daredevil. This year we also get Batman versus Superman. Then we get Captain America versus Iron Man. It's like superhero. It's the year of superheroes fighting each other. I swear, man.
It's a trend, I guess. Hollywood is on board with this. Let's put our superheroes against each other.
Yeah, well, you know, the supervillains are getting too easy to beat.
Yeah, you have to change it up.
But I seriously love this trailer. But one of my favorite lines where Frank Castle was like, "You're one bad day away from becoming me," and then he was like, you know. When you beat a guy down, they get back up. When I beat them down, they stay down. And just, you know, the ideology. Again, I'm really looking forward to them getting into Matt's head and thinking, well, should I help him or should I stop him? And that whole thing as well. Another thing they featured as well, just a quick scene, you saw Matt kind of touch Karen's face a little bit, which hinted at possible romance. Because in the comics, Karen is one of Matt's great loves of his life and is the star of one of the most famous Daredevil storylines, Born Again, where she is actually a drug addict and sells Matt's secret identity out to the Kingpin for some smack.
Wow. I'm not a big fan of her character.
I'm not at all. She's one of my least favorite character. Like I said, I just went back and rewatched Daredevil Season 1, but I skipped over and I only watched scenes that had either Matt or Foggy in them. And I enjoyed it more than actually watching the whole thing straight through. Yeah. Because honestly, I wasn't a big fan of Vincent D'Onofrio's portrayal of Kingpin.
Oh, yeah.
He's a fine actor, but the problem was his voice is what did it for me. That voice was the same voice he did when he was in Men in Black as the Bug. So every time he talked, I thought of the Bug, and it just ruined it for me.
Sugar and water.
And water. But the trailer itself was awesome. Gets me super excited. All 13 episodes are going to come out on March 18th. So at that point, I might have to maybe take the weekend off or something. I've got enough vacation, so I could probably spare it. But who knows? Maybe by that time, too, we'll be moving, and I can use that as an excuse to take a vacation. But really, I'll just take a day off and watch Daredevil.
If I can give a shout-out to anybody who hasn't seen Daredevil, please watch it. You're going to love it. It starts off a little slow,
it does,
but by the end of the season, you are hooked, and it's the perfect way to hook you for season 2. And season 2 is going to be awesome. I mean, I love John Berthal and his portrayal of all these characters.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He plays a bad guy well, but there's something about him that just you can't help but like the guy. He's just a badass, and I think it's perfect.
That's one
for
thing I'm hoping
Frank Castle.
It's like they'll see him more as a bad guy most of the season. But like I said, the best bad guys are ones where you can see their point of view, like Magneto, or they did that with Kingpin last year. You can kind of see Kingpin's point of view, so you get that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, it's one of those things where you watch the season and you're like, do I side with Punisher or don't I?
Yeah, and I can't wait for that confrontation. One of my favorite lines is, I think you're a coward. I think you can't finish the job.
Yeah, it's
and
awesome.
That has been. I mean, with all superheroes, that is always the dilemma. Do I kill? Where's
that line? Yeah. Where's that line?
And I'm just going to say again, I cannot wait to see Elektra and the trailer.
I'm looking forward to that next trailer to see what it's going to be like, definitely. All right, so we're going to skip the main trailer right now because we'll save that for the last one. Universal Studios has just released a new full-length trailer for The Huntsman's Winter War, which is a prequel to 2012's Snow White and the Huntsman. Stars Chris Hemsworth and Charlize Theron reprising their roles, but also we have new people come in, such as Emily Blunt and Jessica Chastain. What did you think of it, man?
I saw the trailer. It looked cool. It looked. I love all the.
Would you go see it in theaters?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just gonna be honest. No, I don't think you'll find me in a Snow White film.
It's not Snow White though.
It's Snow White, dude.
Okay,
it's so Snow White trilogy, whatever.
So the first movie I saw the trailer for Snow White and the Huntsman, and I thought it looked cool. So I didn't see it in theaters, but I watched it on DVD. And I don't like Kristen Stewart. And of course, I didn't like the movie because mainly it had Kristen Stewart in it, and she's a terrible actress, and I think everything she does, she ruins. But this one, you're taking out Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
You got a cool storyline. You're adding Jessica Chastain and Emily Blunt, some great actresses.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a really good fantasy film. I'm going to go see it in theaters because the fact that it's a prequel means you don't really have to know anything about the previous film, because I would love to forget that movie even happened, Snow White and the Huntsman. And I think this one's going to be good. You got Chris Hemsworth leading the charge, Charlize Theron, Emily Blunt, Jessica Chastain, a great cast. The only thing that would scare me would be the director, because this Cedric Nicholas Troyan, he hasn't really directed much. He's been a visual assistant on a lot of stuff, but not really directed a lot of things.
Okay.
So you can see from the trailer, of course, the visual effects are going to be top notch.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I really was attracted to, was all the colors, cool effects.
I'm curious if Emily Blunt's character, she's the Ice Queen or whatever, if they're going to name her Elsa.
Oh yeah.
Because the Frozen got its storyline from the mythology of the Ice Queen, and that's kind of who Emily Blunt is playing in this film. So I wonder if her real name is actually going to be Elsa or not, and kind of maybe try to capitalize a little bit on that Frozen phenomenon.
Wow. I didn't realize how much mythology is into the freaking Frozen, man.
It is. I mean,
most
Disney films are based off old stories, like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast. They're all Hans Christian storylines that are actually a lot darker than what Disney made them, but they like to freshen it up and make it good to watch, family entertainment.
Would you say this movie is going to be a good date movie?
Yes, I would, because. Here's what I'm thinking. If it's me and Lisa going to see the movie, okay, I'm there because it's cool special effects, cool movie. Emily Blunt and Charlize Theron are hot.
Yeah,
Plus
man.
Jessica Chastain. You know how I love my redheads.
You do.
Lisa is all about Chris Hemsworth. she loves Chris Hemsworth. And she also loves a good, fantasy tale as well. So taking the fact that we both think the people in it are attractive, plus, if you give us a good story with some good fantasy, I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, at least. I'm not really banking on it being good, but I think it has potential.
I think it'll be entertaining. Yeah, I mean, who knows? We may go see it. I mean, again, Chris Hemsworth, he's got his beard back. The man should permanently have a beard. I don't know if he should ever do a film again where he doesn't have a beard. I know Amber will probably go see that alone just for that. So.
Okay, enough of this. Let's get to it, okay? The final trailer for Batman v Superman came out.
Uh-oh. Heavy stuff.
Do you want me to go first? You want to go first?
You look like you want to go first.
All right, man. So the first trailer for this film came out, and again, I'm skeptical about it. I was always skeptical about it. First trailer come out, got me excited. I loved it. Second trailer came out, disappointed, got me worried again. This one comes out, gets me excited again. They have refocused back on Batman v Superman, and that little bit at the beginning there where they had Batman going in to take out those bad guys was awesome. Okay? It just shows Batman doing what he does and doing it better than anything we've seen in any other movie. Going back to even Michael Keaton, they're wearing these heavy, leather Batman costumes or whatever, and it kind of weighs him down as far as fighting, perhaps. In this one, you saw Batman jumping around the whole room, taking out the bad guys, tactically, strategically, kicking ass, just like I feel like it should be. Like when I read a Batman comic and I see him, fighting or whatever, he's quick, he's agile, he knows what to do. It was really what I pictured when I read an awesome Batman comic book.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the cool thing following that up was his dialogue between him and Alfred. Alfred got into that snarkiness where, even you have gotten too old to die young. And that was really cool as well. Some of the other highlights, we finally got to see Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman speak. It was one line, whatever. But this trailer was just filled with action, especially Batman versus Superman action. Now, there's one scene that I had to go back and rewatch, or one shot that I go back and rewatch just to see what it was, because there was someone in a tub climbing into the tub with another person, and I went back and it was Lois Lane in the tub, and Clark Kent was getting with her. I'm like, yeah.
That's okay. That's who that was. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. I'm like, yeah, get some action in there too. So I'm hoping, of course, that means they're gonna, feature the Lois Lane Superman storyline in that. You saw a lot of action, of course, with... Now, the main one that they showed was Batman stopping Superman's punch.
Yeah.
And Superman looking like, what the heck's going on here? But if you look back at the trailer again, there's a lot of quick shots of Superman kicking the crap out of Batman, like pushing him around, hitting him, stuff like that. So,
hey.
But they had to give that last one in there to show, hey, people who say Superman would destroy Batman, watch this. Which, I'm not that person. I still think Superman's going to destroy Batman. But they had a cool shot. There was one quick shot where something was being fired at Superman. I don't know what it was, but he like quickly caught it as well too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a bullet or what. But action-packed trailer got me excited again for the film. Take it away.
Again, the fighting of Batman, the way he maneuvered, the way he surprised the villains or the grunts that he was beating up. It reminded me of Batman Arkham Asylum and how much fun it is to jump around like Batman and fight 20 guys at one time. They captured that. This movie, it can win me over with witty dialogue. If there's witty dialogue,
I don't know if we're gonna get that much witty dialogue
between Wonder Woman and Bruce Wayne.
No, because honestly, just from that one line, I'm still not hopeful about Gal Gadot.
It's possible. I was a little bit more sold on it. I think it was mainly the battle cry too that kind of sold me on it too.
Yeah,
it was pretty hot.
To me, this movie's gonna win me over with obviously good character development and good story character. So when I watch a movie or when I read a book or anything, I have to get enthralled in the characters, and if they don't do that to me, if it's just a bunch of action, it's not going to do anything for me.
This movie's going to make money alone on the action.
It's going to make...
The action between all three characters, it's going to make money and
it's
sell
Batman
tickets.
v Superman, so of course people are going to go see it. But what happens is you got to think about that first weekend is going to crush it. But you got to think about the third, fourth, fifth weekend. If it's bad word of mouth, by that third weekend, you're dead.
Yeah.
It's got to have longevity.
Yeah, and that's what's going to separate it and make it a truly successful classic film is, to me, witty dialogue. Witty dialogue.
So, of course, there have been kind of rumors going around, too, that early screenings of the film have been screened for Warner Brothers executives. And, quote, the film isn't what they want it to be or what they hoped it would be. Not saying it's bad, but I think they were expecting a juggernaut like Avengers, and maybe it's not what they're thinking, because rumors are they're thinking about pushing back Justice League. They're talking about Zack Snyder not directing Justice League. All this, it's all rumored, of course, but there's some good sources, too, from what I've heard about it. So it's not what they wanted. I'm not saying the film's bad, because, again, I'm trying to be hopeful, but Warner Brothers is not overjoyed with what they wanted.
That might be a good thing, though, man. Honestly, that might be a good thing that Warner Brothers is not 100% happy with.
Look at other films, okay? Like, look at Amazing Spider-Man 2. People at Sony thought this movie was going to be a huge hit. They marketed the hell out of it. And guess what? Audiences hated it, okay? Yep. Now let's look at a film like Deadpool, okay? Deadpool had a $58 million budget, just crushed $130 million on its first weekend, okay? I mean, Profits. It's fickle. It's fickle. Einhorn, fickle? No. Fickle. You never know. You never know how audiences are going to react. Sure, maybe the studio executives aren't crazy about it, but other actual audiences could go crazy for it. You don't know. It's just like Deadpool, lightning in a bottle. You never know about these things.
Yeah.
So we got to wait and see. The trailer got me excited, though. I'm back on board. One thing I keep forgetting to ask you is, so I always get emails whenever tickets go on sale for the Alamo, and usually movies like this go on sale about a month ahead of time. Now, Lisa and I have already talked about it. I'm going to go see it Thursday night because it comes out on Friday. I'm going to see it March 24th. I'm going to buy 2 tickets, one for me, one for Lisa. Lisa's not sure if she can get it off work yet, so if she doesn't come, I'm going to ask somebody else to come with me. Now, do you want me to A, buy you a ticket and you can come with me, or B, wait and see if Lisa can't go and you be the backup?
This is a test. I think the right answer would be buy me a ticket. And also, if I can get you to buy another ticket.
For Amber, too?
Yeah, because
okay.
knowing her, she's where the test comes in.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a ticket, too, for like a 9:30 or 9:50 showing, because I close on Thursday nights.
You can still make that.
So no matter what, yeah. And I want to go to the Alamo, of course, because I want to see some pre-show stuff. Yeah. See what they put together package-wise.
Alamo's my spot, man. And I'm gonna be excited for this film.
I want to see it. We'll see how it goes.
Let's make a Daysprings discussion field trip out of it, and let's run a podcast right from the movie theater.
We'll sit there with our microphones while we're watching the movie.
Commentating.
That'd be great, right? Exactly. All right, cool. All right, so tell you what. Before we step out of the realm of superheroes and talk about everything else, let's just go ahead and just finish superheroes off. DC Superhero Girls is being headed by Boomerang, which is a division of Time Warner. And it's going to be a 44-minute television special, and it's actually going to have this whole thing that DC Comics is partnering up with Cartoon Network and Target and Mattel and all this other stuff, where they're trying to get more young girls into superheroes. So this 44-minute special is going to be in conjunction with Target exclusive merchandise. It's also going to be featured with some animated shorts available on the Cartoon Network app. Now, the DC Superhero Girls merchandise will include toys, dress-up, apparel, accessories, publishing, and more that will feature a series of industry firsts, like the first ever 6-inch action hero figure designed for girls, first 12-inch collection of action dolls featuring strong, athletic bodies that stand on their own in heroic poses, and first ever action role-play toys for girls. Jeff Johns, who is one of our favorite writers and DC's creative chief officer, told the LA Times, "I think this is one of the most important things that DC will do. Superheroes at DC Comics traditionally have been targeted towards men and boys, so targeting girls is a smart economic thing to do. DC is focusing less on their well-served target audience, which is boys, and it's smart in a business sense to go after the other audience." Being a father of a young lady who I love superheroes, and I'm trying to get her into superheroes too, which, by the way, every night now I read her that Marvel Encyclopedia book. Her favorite character is Captain America Girl. Not Captain America, Captain America Girl. Which, if you don't know, I'm sure you don't know, there was a comic called ANEX, which is like a next generation of Avengers. And one of it was Steve Rogers' daughter, blonde hair, Captain America outfit. So she wants to be Captain America Girl for Halloween. I get to be Cyclops. Mom gets to be Thor, because she knows Thor's mom's favorite as well.
Nice.
Which works as well. But yes, so as this, I'm excited for this because, again, it's targeted towards girls. I have a young daughter, so this gets me excited.
Does Jeff Johns have a daughter?
I don't think so, no. I don't even know if he's married or not, but whatever.
Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think it's great for DC, man. They're expanding. They definitely need to market as well. They have to have something geared towards kids. It can't all be just dark stories.
This stuff is going to feature, you got Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Batgirl, but I think they're also going to have like Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy and any other female characters they can get really in this.
Yeah.
Which I like. Like I said, it's pointed towards girls. There's always been that kind of disappointment with girls who are into superheroes that there's not enough females or they're not depicted properly.
Yeah.
So with this, I think it'll be good.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, that was short and sweet. So we can move on to the non-superhero stuff. Going on, Universal Pictures has just announced they are developing the film The Invisible Man and have got Johnny Depp to star in it. The Invisible Man is the latest take on the H.G. Wells novel and is going to be part of Universal Studios' Monster Cinematic Universe they're putting together. Now, I believe it was a few weeks ago, they announced that they're doing the film The Mummy with star Tom Cruise with that. And that's set to come out on June 9th, 2017. The original Invisible Man film was released by Universal in 1933, which is based off the Wells novel from 1897. Since then, there have been multiple Invisible Man films. One of which that I remember most fondly was the one with Chevy Chase and Daryl Hannah in it. I believe it was early 90s. It wasn't actually that good. But this is another thing where Universal is trying to get on the cinematic universe bandwagon with what the characters they have. And what they have are monster characters. So we got the Mummy, now we got the Invisible Man. I'm sure we'll hear like a Dracula and Wolfman coming out soon. They tried to start this cinematic universe with Dracula Untold, but that movie was a flop. I tried to watch it. It sucked.
I haven't heard of it.
It's not that good. Don't worry about it. So now again, they're trying to do this again. Getting these 2 stars, Johnny Depp and Tom Cruise, I think it was a smart thing to do because there are people who go see these movies just because it has these stars in them. Yep. What do you think?
I'm excited. It kind of brings me back to like the League of Extraordinary Men. I really like that.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Gentlemen, excuse me.
The movie that ruined Sean Connery's career. Not ruined his career. No,
can't ruin that man's career.
He hasn't acted since then.
I like that movie. I really liked it, and I thought it was a little taste. I think it was maybe too early for its time.
Sometimes I worry about you, Josh.
This is a good movie. This kind of revamps that excitement. I'm interested in The Mummy. I actually just watched the original, The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, recently.
Oh, that's not the original, but yes. I like those movies. Those movies I like, with Brendan Fraser.
And if we can capture the same action-packed type,
I think they're going a different route. Because people criticize those films, actually, now.
Yeah.
Which I don't get, because I think they're fun films. But I think they're going for more of a horror vibe with this stuff.
Cool. I hope it has an old school vibe to it. If it has an old school vibe with it, with a new spin, I'm excited.
I think Universal has something they can definitely package with this. Of course, if you're getting monsters and feature monsters, you got to have your heroes, I guess. So you got to bring back Van Helsing, which thankfully I know they're not going to bring back Hugh Jackman and try to reprise his role as Van Helsing, because despite how good Kate Beckinsale looked in that film, it was pretty bad. So they got to bring other heroes in it. If they bring back Dracula and Wolfman, which are considered villains, you got to bring in heroes like Van Helsing, and I don't know who else they got. But again, it all comes down to development and story. Getting these actors, Tom Cruise and Johnny Depp, I think is a step in the right direction. It lets them know that they're all in for this monster cinematic universe if they're getting these serious actors for it.
Johnny Depp's such a character, man. I mean, I'm interested to see how his take on the Invisible Man as well.
Exactly. So. Johnny Depp, he's frayed recently. I mean, he did all those Disney movies that, didn't really stretch him as an actor. But going back to, what was the last one he did? He played
the gangster, White.
Yeah, Whitey Bull. Oh, gosh. What was the name of that? I don't know. Anyway, but that was back to being a more serious character, which I love. That's when he shines, is being that serious character like that.
Yeah.
And if he can step away, which, don't get me wrong, him doing, Jack Sparrow was great the first 2 times we saw it. After that, the character gets a little dull. But during Christmas, I know he went to a children's hospital and just dressed as Jack Sparrow, and the kids liked it. So I get that. That's great that he does that stuff for kids, and he does good stuff with his celebrity status, which I'm always happy to see. But he's a great actor, and I think he needs to do more roles where he shines. Whether this is going to be one of those roles or not, I'm not sure of. We'll just have to wait and see. So, all right. So moving on, Paramount Pictures has announced 3 dates for their next 3 Transformers sequels. Okay, I just had to choke back some vomit real quick, and I can continue. Transformers 5 will come out June 23rd, 2017. Transformers 6 will be released June 8th, 2018. And Transformers 7 will be released June 28th, 2019. Transformers 5 is set to be directed again by Michael Bay, who says, of course, this is his last one, but he said that in the last 2 previous films, and he still comes back. Now, in league with this as well, they've also announced a Bumblebee spin-off film. It's a never-before-heard story of Bumblebee, which is set to arrive June 8th, 2018. The Transformer films, the first one was good. I didn't like the second one. I thought the third one was okay. The fourth one was a piece of garbage. So with this, the only bright side to this in this story for me is if Michael Bay is directing the Transformers 5 and the next one comes out a year later, there's no way he can direct both movies. So we could finally get a new director in here, which would be good. I'm sorry, Michael Bay.
At this point,
I saw 13 Hours and I liked it. Okay, Michael Bay can be a good director. He can tell a good story, but what he's done is run this Transformers franchise into the ground, and I think he should. Long ago, back when Transformers 4 started, he should have gotten somebody new to take over. He could still be a producer or whatever, but he should have got somebody else. But here's my fear as well, is that he's going to still produce the film and get his own people to direct the next one. Like the guy who directed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Michael Bay produced that, and you got somebody who directed that probably was taking orders from Michael Bay, because that really felt like a Michael Bay film.
Yeah.
And so my fear is that the other films are still going to be Michael Bay-esque, which I don't want. The Bumblebee spinoff film, Bumblebee's whatever. At this point, I'm just done with this franchise. They need to start fresh from the creative team to the characters and everything. I'm not excited about this, but whatever. Josh?
I feel like it's just a paycheck for him. I still gotta go that for Michael Bay. It doesn't seem like 13 hours. It seemed like it captured his interest. It seemed like it was a movie he was
passionate
wanted
about,
to make and passionate
he's
about.
Very big on the military, so yeah, you could tell the passion he had for that project.
Transformers just seems like a fun family film that he's collecting a check with, man. There doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of individuality to it. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of passion that goes into it. It just seems very generic to me. So hopefully they revamp it.
I don't think so. I mean, the thing is as big of a pile of poop Transformers 4 was, it still made over $1 billion.
Jeez.
A lot of that was overseas money, and that's what it is. The studios listen to us, and what we're saying is we want more Transformers because people are still paying to see it. The moment people stop seeing it and stop paying for it, that's when the studios will be like, okay, what did we do wrong, and how can we change it up to do better?
That's it. Let's boycott Transformers films.
I'm really hoping that Transformers 4, they had such a backlash from that they kind of learned their lesson, but I don't think so because, like I said, it made lots of money. So they're like, oh, well, people went and saw this, so let's just make something else exactly like it until people stop seeing it.
Stick to the formula. Mark Wahlberg is a teacher with a daughter who he could be dating.
He probably was dating. What are you talking about?
Stick to the formula.
Okay, let's jump over to something a little more happy, I think. Sony and Sega have announced that we are getting a Sonic the Hedgehog movie in 2018. In an interview with Worldfolio, they said that the film is actually set to come out in 2018, although the film was actually announced way back in June 2014, but this is the first they've done where they've actually tried to put a date on the film coming out. Sony Pictures says it'll feature a live-action / animated film. The main thing the big thing, aside from trying to get an actual release date for the film, is said that the film is going to be a live-action and animated hybrid, and that seemed to draw more attention than the actual announcement of the film coming out. Sonic the Hedgehog, of course, Sega Genesis main character. I can't tell you how many times I played Sonic the Hedgehog when I was a kid. I had all the games, loved it. I'm kind of excited to see a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah.
I'm not excited to have a live-action animated hybrid, because to me, when you say that, I think of SpongeBob movie, I think of Smurfs movie.
Space Jam.
Whatever. They're redoing a Smurf movie where it's entirely animated because there was such a backlash about the Smurfs. Like, if you keep Sonic the Hedgehog in Sonic's world, okay, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Because there was the old cartoon that was on ABC that was actually kind of gritty. There was 2 Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons when I was growing up. One was a little kiddie-ish and a little goofy, and one was a little serious, actually. It had a little dark, actually, which I love that one. It's still pretty good to watch, actually. I hope they do it more like that. Give it that gritty look. Of course, it's Sonic, so he's still that wisecracking guy who makes a lot of jokes. That could still be good for the kids. The fact that they're making live-action animated hybrid makes me feel like they're going to do like they did with SpongeBob and Smurfs and bring him into like the real world. I don't want to see that at all, really.
No. Who knows? Maybe with Deadpool they'll make a rated R Sonic movie.
No, they won't. Quit. Just stop, okay?
Stop reaching.
I'm going to kick you off. I swear to God, if you stop making stupid statements like that.
But I agree, though, man. I'm not excited about a hybrid movie. I would be much more interested in why not make a short film? A dark short film of Sonic would be cool with me, too. You know, just an animated film would be awesome. So
yeah, cool. All right, so let's move on because we're running low on time. And there's one thing I just want to get to real quickly. Last thing of the day. A couple weeks ago, I talked about how on Arrow they took out Amanda Waller kind of surprisingly and stunningly. So on a Q&A on Tumblr, Arrow executive producer Mark Guggenheim revealed that the character of Deathstroke, who was the prominent villain in Season 2 of Arrow, is not going to be on the show really right now, due to the character's involvement in other unspecified DC projects. Quote, the character of Slade Wilson is currently tied up in another DC project. Now, this is kind of on the heels of people asking characters like Deadshot and Harley Quinn were featured in a Suicide Squad episode of Arrow. And then Deadshot, who's kind of been in the show quite a bit, is gone, of course. And then they're talking about, of course, the recent murder of Amanda Waller, saying how people are kind of like I am. I was like, is this part of the whole Suicide Squad trailer movie coming out? So they're taking these characters out of the TV show so they can feature them in the films. One guy said, but you guys killed Waller off just like that, and she doesn't seem like she will ever return because she got a bullet to the head. Who's next to kill off? Katana, who's featured also in Suicide Squad coming out. Once Deathstroke arrives in the DC movies, will he also be killed off on Arrow? And to which Guggenheim responded, I never said that. But movies trump TV. That's just the way it is, folks. Okay, studios get their money from films. So I want to talk about this because it feeds into what we were talking about a couple weeks ago. What do you think, man? Do you think they're going to take Deathstroke and Deadshot and not put them in Arrow at all anymore because they're going to be featured in films?
Unfortunately, I think that is the case, man. It's very, very uncool to me that they do that. I'd be so excited to see two characters, one on TV, and especially a character that you love, why not see him on both dimensions? But
so here's my worry is, with the upcoming Flash film, are we going to get shorted on the Flash TV show if the Flash film is a hit?
I hope not. We're going to have a lot of angry people out there, man.
Exactly. I mean, there are already people out there angry that Grant Gustin is not playing Barry Allen in the films, which I don't agree with that. But it's a great show. I can't wait to watch last night's episode because I talked to you about how they were on Earth 2 last week.
Yeah.
And that was a great episode. This is part 2 of that. So I'm anxious to see how it's going to turn out.
I got to watch this.
It's a great show. That's my main fear. But again, I think they're doing such a good job with these characters on TV. I hate to see them get shorted on TV just because the films want to feature them as well. Now DC and Warner Brothers said no, they're separate. We're not gonna we're gonna have 2 Flashes and we can have 2 Deathstrokes or whatever. But everything they're doing is contrary to that.
Yeah,
they're taking out these characters who have been in this show for several years now and taking them out just because they don't want to get them confused. I feel like.
Exactly. I don't understand what the big deal is, man.
I mean, I feel like don't get me wrong. I don't think they should be featured in both too, but there are enough characters in the DC universe and CW, like DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Those are B to C rated characters, okay? You don't need to take any of them out. You have enough A-listers or B-list characters to feature those in the films, and the C-rated characters leave on TV because it's working. I think it's really working. Except the fact that I stopped watching DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Because it wasn't about the characters, it was the fact that there were so many characters on there that each of them didn't get enough time, I thought. So that's kind of exactly. That's kind of my problem with that. I like the characters, but each of them didn't get enough time for them.
Yeah.
So with this, I'm kind of disappointed that DC is doing this or Warner Bros. Is doing this. But it's something I expected and something we talked about a little while ago, so I just wanted to bring it up. And now we can kind of keep our eyes on it and see if there are any other characters that are going to go.
Movies better deliver, man. If they don't deliver, they're going to have a lot.
If Batman v Superman does not deliver like it's supposed to, I don't know what's going to happen, man.
DC's just going to stick to TV then at that point.
They should, though, because it's awesome, but whatever. All right, so that's it. Like I said, we had a lot to talk about, and I'm glad we got through it all. I even took out a few small things. But we got able to talk about the juicy stuff, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like we talked some good topics. Very good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Watch
Walking Dead, everybody.
Watch Walking Dead. I'm not going to watch it, of course. But that's just me. So, all right, guys. So that's it for us. If you have any questions or comments, hit us up at dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on our Facebook group, which actually been commenting a lot. I mean, I get people that like to comment. Like any of my geeky stuff now, I try to post on that group as opposed to posting it on my normal Facebook. Which I think maybe can now be... People can't really criticize me now for posting too much stuff because I'm posting it on the group, So I'm promoting the group. It's not just me posting random stupid crap. Right?
Exactly, I agree. All stuff is cool. It's and I feel kind of bad for your Facebook though. It's probably lonely right now.
I know, right? I feel like I don't post.
When's the last time you posted anything?
My actual Facebook, I don't post that much anymore. See how it is? All that energy's been transferred to the Dayspring Discussions group now. Of course.
Yes, sir.
So, but that'll be cool. And then also we're on Twitter. I've been trying better to keep up with that. But really, what ends up happening on Twitter is I'll post something on my Facebook and I'll just copy and post that on Dayspring Discussions as well. But whatever, if it helps get us out there.
You should leave Twitter for like witty lines from comic book movies.
We could do that. Ooh, we could do I could put in quotes or whatever.
A movie quote every day.
Every day I could do a superhero or geeky movie quote.
That would be cool.
I like that idea. I'll take that into effect. Then of course you can hit me up at Slim SLYM Dayspring 12 on Instagram and Twitter. Josh, where can they bug you?
Instagram. I am Batman 247 24/7.
All right, guys. Well, that is going to be it for us today. We will see you next week with more exciting world news in the realm of geek. Until then, same bad time, same bad channel.